Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy MG Nas, and I'm back here again with another video. And today, we got a big NBA topic. So before we get into today's video, make sure you guys hit the like button if you enjoyed today's topic. If you're new to the channel, I'm MG Nas. I post NFL, NBA, UFC, and skits. So if you like that content, be sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. And if you have an opinion on today's topic, make sure you comment down below because I do read every single comment. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will have an opinion on this video. But today, I'm going to be explaining to y'all my opinion on this Embiid and Jokic debate. Now, I am a Sixers fan, so go ahead and call me biased if you want. But I'm going to look at this, and I'm not even going to look at all the stats and all that stuff. I'm going to look at talent for talent, game for game, and I'm going to tell you why Joel Embiid is a better NBA center than Nikola Jokic. Now, let's start off with the shooting aspect of things. And a lot of people say, since Nikola Jokic is a better three-point shooter, which I can agree with. I guess you could say he's a better three-point shooter. People say Nikola Jokic is a better three-point shooter, and that's why he's a better player because of the way the game is going. And that is a good argument, but you can't just make your argument or make your point because of where the game is going. Or you can't just look at it at just, oh, he's just better at three-point shooting, so he's automatically better. But when you look at the pure shooting aspect, you look at the field goal percentages, when you look at the ability to shoot on any spot of the court, Joel Embiid is a better all-around shooter, not a three-point shooter, an all-around shooter. Joel Embiid is the better mid-range shooter. He has better post moves by far. He has a jab step. He has a post hook. He has a post fadeaway. He has a whatever you want. He can Euro step into the lane. Joel Embiid is one of the only big mans, except for Giannis Antetokounmpo, who can do a complete Euro step as a 7-footer. And so when you look at his full shooting, his full scoring ability, Joel Embiid can do more. He does more moves. He can do windmill dunks, 360 dunks, just regular two-hand slams. Whatever you want from Joel Embiid, scoring-wise, you can get. Like I said, man, he can give you a jab step, a spin move, a post hook, a Euro step. He has so much moves and so much footwork to create scoring. Not to mention, he can get to the free throw line because once he starts to get hot from scoring, teams have to foul him because he's unguardable when he's aggressive. So teams have to foul him. He creates contact, gets to the free throw line. And when you look at scoring, you can't just look at the three-point shooting. You have to look at the all-around scoring and the all-around shooting of that player. And now people might disagree that Embiid's a better shooter and a better scorer than Jokic, but I think he is the better scorer. Now, as far as aspects of scoring, Joel Embiid has better footwork. I brought up how he can do so much things with his feet. He can create space, create fouls with his feet, do a complete Euro step. He can do all that great stuff that I haven't seen Jokic do on a consistent basis. So that's where I'm at as far as footwork and technique. And then obviously Joel Embiid in a low post is the best big man in the NBA when it comes to dominating someone in a low post and be able to back someone down, do a spin move. And Embiid's sky hook is something that doesn't get talked about. He doesn't do it as much, but he can do a post hook and do all that good stuff. And when you look at the rebounding side of things, these two guys, they're pretty even when the stats look at it. Now, I will give the rebounding a slight edge to Embiid because he has to, other than Ben Simmons, he's like one of the only good rebounders in the starting lineup. Tobias Harris does get a few rebounds here and there, but Joel Embiid is the anchor of the defense, and he gets the bulk of the rebounds, and that's because he has to, because if it's not Ben Simmons or Tobias Harris crashing the boards, it's only him. Now, you could say the same thing for Jokic. He has guys like Paul Millsap who can get rebounds, Michael Porter Jr. So when you look at rebounds, they are pretty even. You can go either way with this, and the stats will tell you that they're pretty even as far as rebounding. Now, defensively, I think this goes to Joel Embiid. Pretty clear and obvious. When you see a Jokic, and I want to put up an interesting thing, and this is going to add a third player just for a quick second. When you look at defensively, right? Nikola Jokic and Rudy Gobert has had a lot of games played against each other. And Rudy Gobert has owned, except for this one game this season that Jokic did good. Rudy Gobert has dominated Jokic on the offensive end. Now, if Rudy Gobert is offensively dominating you in the bulk of your matches, you need to adjust or fix something in your defense. And Embiid doesn't allow that. He doesn't allow poor offensive players to get over on him. He doesn't allow shorter players or even players his size or a little bit bigger to get good shots up against him. He doesn't allow Rudy Gobert to dominate him. And that's one thing I see in Jokic's game is the interior defense. Jokic is not as good of a shot blocker as Embiid. He's not as good as contesting the paint as Embiid. Both of them are not that great at perimeter defense, but they're big men, so they don't have as much lateral quickness as to be a great perimeter defender. But both of them are not really that good at defending the perimeter and defending guards on the three-point line. As obviously you can tell. And both of them are pretty even as far as defending the pick and roll. One thing I will give Jokic is when Joel Embiid gets screened or when he's trying to defend the pick and roll, sometimes he drops back too far. And then he lets the guard pull up a mid-range shot. That is one flaw in Embiid's defensive game. He kind of drops back on the pick and roll instead of steps up, which has been an issue throughout the last 2 to 3 years with Embiid. But other than that, Joel Embiid, I believe, is the superior defender. Now, we're going to go to the place where it matters most because a lot of people also bring this up in this specific debate is the playoffs. Jokic made the Western Conference Finals, blah, 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 blah. And that's cool and all. You can make the Western Conference Finals and be successful, and that is great that he made the Western Conference Finals, but when you look at the numbers, Embiid and Jokic aren't too far off in the playoffs. And last year, Embiid actually averaged more points in the playoffs. And, Embiid, he was the only guy carrying the team, especially last year in the playoffs. And Jokic had a better team around him. He had bubble Jamal Murray. He had guys like Michael Porter Jr. stepping up for him, guys like Will Barton that was able to step up for him. When Joel Embiid it was just him and Tobias Harris. And Tobias Harris did not play well last year. So Tobias Harris being our second best player, not playing good in the playoffs last year, Joel Embiid had to do it all for this team. Whereas Jokic, he was able to kick it out to Murray, kick it out to Michael Porter Jr., kick it out to Paul Millsap, Jeremy Grant, Will Barton. These guys that he had great around him last year that helped him be more successful in the playoffs. Then when you talk about the year before that in the playoffs, they both got eliminated in 7 games in the second round. So when you look at the playoffs, isn't just Jokic did make one conference finals appearance, but I don't think Jokic is just some superior, better playoff center than Joel Embiid. And now, when you look at the injury history and the durability, people like to bring up in sports that your durability is your best ability. And that is key because if you're injured half the time, how can we say that you're really better than a guy that is being compared to you? And that is true. But when Joel Embiid is healthy, I think he is the better player. Shout out to Jokic, though, man. His conditioning has been great. So has Embiid's. As far as both of them staying healthy this year, they have both done a great job at that. Yeah, so when you really look at it, you can go either way, but I think when it comes down to pure offensive scoring and shooting, except for three-point shooting, I want to make that clear because Jokic is a better three-point shooter and he attempts more threes. And another thing is, too, the last thing I do want to bring up is, yes, Jokic is 10 times the better passer. Some of the passes that Nikola Jokic makes me just like, wow. Like, he makes some passes that are very point guard-like passes, and I got to give him credit for that because you don't see big men, 7 foot, 200-pound plus big men making passes like they're 6'3", 185. So you got to give credit to Jokic for expanding his game throughout the years and being a good passer and even being top 5 in assists per game, so, or top 10 in assists per game. So I will give Jokic credit for being the better passer. But when you look at overall game, I mean, you can debate in favor of both these guys, but I think other than 3-point shooting and other than passing, Joel Embiid is the superior guy in every other category. When you look at the playoffs, like I said, they're pretty even. So y'all drop y'all opinions down below in the comment section. I'll be reading all the comments and replying to some of them. Some of y'all might call me dumb. It is what it is. I don't care. But yeah, make sure y'all drop y'all comments down below of y'all opinion on today's topic, man. Make sure y'all like the video if y'all enjoyed today's video. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. It's important y'all hit the subscribe button if you enjoy the content. Hit the post notification bell as well so you don't miss any videos, because that's how you get the notification whenever I post a video. And other than that, until next time, it's your boy MG Nas, and I'm out. Peace.